What is going on, guys? It's your boy Aellis. A few days ago I made a video saying I'm selling the car, explaining why and what. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up there, go check it out. But I got a few messages, and one of the messages were I'm in a similar situation but I'm on finance. How do I get out of this deal? Like, how do I get myself out of this finance deal? Because there's just so much complication. Like, once you sign the contract, then you're pretty much like in it until you're pretty much meant to be in it until it finishes. So the person was having a bit of difficulties, and I can't find the answer myself. I'm just gonna go drive to a few dealerships and literally just ask them. I'm in a finance car at the moment, but I can't afford the payments, or I changed my mind, I don't want the car anymore. What can I do? How can I get out of this deal without, like, you know, without any like major issues? So that's the aim of this video today, because I understand that there's a few people that's in the situation where they get a car on finance, and say like 6 months, a year down the line, they don't want a car anymore and they want to change. Like, how do they get out of it? So that's the aim for the video today. Huh? Yeah. So I'm just gonna use this lava mic in here while my brother is in the car, just like trying to record me outside, because I don't want to bring the camera and point it in people's faces and ask them like questions. So that way I can just like go in and out, and without feeling just weird. I mean, I feel weird anyways asking that question. Well, not really, because it's gonna benefit someone out there, so I shouldn't feel weird. But let's just do this. I think our first stop is going to be at BMW. As I'm here editing this video, I just realized that there is no sound from the recorder. Like, I started the video, I started with the claps to get the audio synced up and everything, and as I was getting out of the car, I think the mic came out, so it actually captured nothing. So that was really irritating, but I managed to capture something on the phone. I'll show you that right now, and then I'll explain a bit more.
How can I help you?
Hello, I don't mean to waste your time or anything, but I just want to ask you a few quick questions. So I'm in a finance car at the moment, and let's say I don't want the car anymore, or I just want to find a different car, but I haven't finished the financial term, the full finance term yet. How do I go about like getting out of the situation?
So what car you got?
I've got a Seat Leon Cupra.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How old is it?
2014.
How long have you had it?
Almost 2 years.
Right. Okay. What you would need to do is find out what you owe on the car.
Yeah.
Where did you buy it from?
Bristol Street.
That's it.
Yeah. No, actually, I didn't go start. I drew very far, like 3 hours away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have to find out what you owe on the car.
Yeah.
And then you find out what your car's worth. Let's say you owe 10 grand.
Yeah.
And your car's worth 12 grand.
Yeah.
You use the 12 grand to pay for 10 grand. You've got £2,000 of equity.
Yeah.
You might be in a position, because you've not had it very long.
Yeah.
You might be in a position where you owe more than the car's worth.
Yeah.
So you could owe 12.
Okay, so the way he was explaining this to me was just like, he's saying it to me as in like, I'm about to buy another new car kind of thing, or buy another car to replace the car that I've currently have at like the similar value or a bit more expensive. So he's saying that even if I have negative equity, I can have a equity finance thing where that goes on top of the car finance that I'm going on the new finance that he's assuming I'm gonna go ahead with. So the equity finance will go on top of that. So let's say I now get a new car that's £300 a month, but because I have like a 2 grand negative equity on the previous car, then that's going to be like a separate, let's say £20 a month. So in terms of knowing how to get out of it, it answered the question by saying, yeah, you can sell the car, but it depends if you're on negative equity or not. And it's not really selling, it's more or less part exchange, because it's hard to sell a car to an individual. Like, we did get into this conversation, you were saying, what I said to him, what about if I'm selling it privately? And he was like, think about in your situation, when you buy a car on finance. I did explain all this in the previous video, so I don't want to go too much over this, but anyways, it's hard to sell a finance car privately to someone else, so you'd have to go down the part exchange route, which is going to be dramatically, you're going to get less money for it, more or less, because the dealers are going to offer you less. And this was another situation I was kind of like speaking to like a while back. You can possibly get a loan to pay off the finance and then sell the car and pay back the loan, but the problem with that is, like, to get a loan, like, your bank has to see that you have a certain amount coming in and going out, And if, let's say, your car payment is £300 and now you're gonna get a loan to repay that finance, and the loan repayment is like £300 a month as well, the bank's gonna say, well, you have like £600 a month coming in, but like £900 going out, like, and all the other bills are coming out. We don't think that's a wise choice, and they won't grant you the loan. But you can say, well, I'm going to cancel that one and just use this one. Like, you have to do more research into that for yourself. This is just a really tough situation to be in. You might say, why not wait until the halfway term? Now, I literally remember, I think it was around a year ago, someone bought an S3. I mentioned a bit more about this at the end of the video, so wait until you get to the end of the video, you can get the link to that exact video I'm mentioning right now. So someone bought an S3, and after like 3 months, the person didn't want it anymore, and they wanted to get rid of it. There was in a finance for like 5 years. They wanted to get out of the car, and it was a nightmare for him. It was absolute nightmare because, as I said, you're in a finance agreement, and contracts are very serious. That's why I think, and that's why I'm actually making this video. So hopefully, we'll open someone's eyes to see something before you go ahead and sign that finance paper. Like, people's minds change, and when your mind change and you're in a 5-year agreement and your minds change like 3-4 months down the line, what are you gonna do? Ultimately, you're gonna lose out like, you're gonna lose out. The earlier you get out, the less you're gonna lose out, but you're still gonna lose out. Because unless this, as a situation that I'm gonna share with you at the end of the video, unless you have something like that to back you up, or to say, you know, this contract's voided because you supplied me with a car that's like this or that's like that. But ultimately, man, it's really tough, and that's why I really advise you to go check out the previous video I did about why I'll never buy a car on finance again, because I think that will probably open your eyes to another option so you don't get stuck in a situation like this. And if there's anyone that's ever been in a situation like this, please comment below, so maybe open my eyes, or anyone else that's in the comments, to what their options are and how they can go from here. But I'm gonna let the rest of this video play out. And yeah. So now, this video mainly applies to people that are tied into a contract for a longer term, where they either have the car and they're either paying off the car monthly for like 5 years or 4 years or whatever, or they're in a situation where they pay until like for 3 years, and then after those 3 years they have like a balloon payment at the end where they can either sell the car or give it back, or whatever that situation might be. How do you get out of that situation? So that's what it is. It's not for someone that's like in a leased agreement, whereas like you have a long-term rental car for like, say, 6 months, a year. Maybe that one's a bit more flexible, where you can like give the car back without like any issues. But that's not what this video, this isn't a target for that video. Now, I imagine there's not a lot of people that's kind of in that situation with like a long-term lease kind of car. Those are, I think the short-term, I'll call it short-term lease situation, they're mainly for like business owners, or like people that just want to get in and out of like the brand new things that are out. Whereas for like us, us young millenniums that are growing up, it's just about you had an ST, you had an S3, you know, the new hot hatches, like it's all over there. Everyone's got S3s and Go Fars now. Like, I remember one situation actually, I'll leave a link up top, like Boosted. I don't know if you remember Boosted, it's called Sean now. Boosted had an Audi S3, and he found out that he didn't really like the car that much, and he was in a situation of like, how do I give this car back without like having to pay, like to cancel the agreement and whatnot. That was like a big thing at the time. So I'll leave a link. I definitely think go check that video, because it did cover a lot. I mean, literally, he bought an Audi S3. There was some modifications done to it before he bought it from Audi themselves, and obviously to buy it wasn't to his knowledge, let's say, and he didn't want the car no more because the modification was done. So that gave him a way out. That's not always the case. Like, if that wasn't the case, it would have been a lot harder for him to get out of that situation. But as I said, I'll leave the link up below. I'll leave the link up top, like on the pop-out card, or down below. Go check that one out. I think that was like such a detailed way, like that was such a detailed situation of how to get out of a situation like that, or how horribly can be if you get yourself in a situation like that. Hopefully that video was somewhat informative and you took something away from it. I'm gonna go continue the search for a replacement for the Cooper. As you guys know, I am selling it. So I'm gonna go find something to replace it with. That all being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, to all that fun stuff. Bye bye. Oh.